This week, flexible phones, the full Star Wars cast, and an epic rescue gone wrong.
All on Geek This Week.
Hello everybody and welcome to Geek This Week. I'm Max.
I'm X.
And let's just jump right into it. This week in gaming, after nearly 2 years, No Man's Sky has finally gotten its big update. The update, titled No Man's Sky Next, was released this last Tuesday and essentially served as a complete overhaul for the game before the update. Now featuring full multiplayer character customization, much larger variety in planetary environments, and the ability to build bases wherever you see fit, many are claiming that the update has helped meet the expectations they had for the game when it launched. But it doesn't end there. In an interview with IGN before the update, creator Sean Murray said that we could expect weekly new content, including community events and missions that people around the world can take part in, to earn cool in-game items. If there was ever a time to give No Man's Sky a shot, this would be it.
Rumor has begun circulating about the next Xbox consoles to be released. You heard that correctly, that was consoles, plural. There is no official word on this from Microsoft as of yet, but reports from Thurrott, a tech news site that has correctly predicted even some of the most obscure announcements from E3, among other tech expos, claims that Microsoft has 2 new consoles in the works, one of which potentially redefining traditional console design and mechanics. Like the Xbox One X was designated Project Scorpio by those involved, at least one of the new consoles is supposedly known as codename Scarlet. While all this information may just seem like speculation, it fits the bill with what Microsoft's gaming vice president Phil Spencer made mention of at this last E3 about the Xbox One X team working on a new revolutionary console. After the remarkable specs on the Xbox One X, this should prove quite a treat to the gaming community.
In other, lighter news, Fortnite has made a monument to the world's greatest failed rescue mission ever. For those who don't know, last week the YouTuber Muselk found a player stranded at the bottom of a cliff. The player, Chapadoodle, found himself stranded on the beach below the build line, but not quite dead. Being kind enough, Muselk tried to rescue his newfound friend by bringing down a golf cart to clear the gap, but ended up accidentally committing manslaughter instead. The Fortnite community found this hilarious, and so did Epic Games. Today, a tombstone where Chapadoodle last stood now stands, next to a stack of tires, making sure that nothing this tragic ever happens again.
This week in movies, we've received an update on the full cast of Star Wars Episode 9, and there are some interesting surprises in the mix. Firstly, it has now been officially confirmed that Billy D. Williams is returning as Lando, and Anthony Daniels will return as C-3PO. In somewhat of a surprise twist, Mark Hamill will also be returning after Luke's death, probably as a Force ghost. But the most surprising return is that of the late Carrie Fisher as Leia Organa. J.J. Abrams, the director of the film, has stated that finding a truly satisfying conclusion to the Skywalker saga without her eluded us. We were never going to recast or use a CG character. The studio plans to honor her legacy as Leia by using unseen footage shot for Episode 7. According to Variety, returning cast members include Daisy Ridley as Rey, Adam Driver as Kylo Ren, John Boyega as Finn, Oscar Isaac as Poe, Lupita Nyong'o as Maz Kanata, Domhnall Gleeson as General Hux, Kelly Marie Tran as Rose, Juna Suotamo as Chewie, and Billie Lourd, Carrie Fisher's daughter, as Lieutenant Connix. Here's hoping JJ can give us a satisfying conclusion to the trilogy.
The Disney-Fox merger is official. By an overwhelming majority on Friday, July 27th, Disney and Fox shareholders voted to approve the $71.3 billion merger deal to give movie rights to both X-Men and the Fantastic Four to Marvel Studios. According to Deadline, the decision was almost unanimous, with only one shareholder voting against the deal. Though there definitely won't be too much of an impact here in the near future, we're still excited to see the mutants make their way back home.
This week in tech, Samsung apparently has a new OLED phone in the works, and it's not quite what you'd expect. In what may seem like a bit of a step backwards at first, they are looking to replace the current glass screens they use on their phones for a more flexible plastic layer. However, they are claiming this new plastic screen to be essentially indestructible, and so far, testing has done nothing but further prove that to be true. First off, a flexible screen needs to be able to bend, which it did with flying colors. It was then tested for durability by being dropped continuously from a height of 4 feet, subjected to extreme temperatures of negative 26 degrees Fahrenheit and 160 degrees Fahrenheit, and then smashed repeatedly with a hammer, and believe it or not, it survived it all with not so much as a scratch. If it really does prove to be this good, it's going to make one heck of a smartphone.
This week in anime, Toei Animation has opened up a new anime museum in Tokyo. That's right, the studio that brought us classics like Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball, and One Piece opened up a museum dedicated specifically to their art form. The museum is set to feature special exhibits, the first of which being based on Pretty Cure, as well as exhibits on how anime is created. The museum opened July 28th, and you can bet we're adding this to our bucket list.
And lastly, this week in science, researchers at the University of Cambridge have discovered a new material that helps charge batteries faster. In the past, researchers have attempted to achieve faster charging by shrinking the charge-carrying molecules, but that's not the case here. The materials, known as niobium tungsten oxides, are new electrode materials that allow for the currently top-notch lithium-ion particles to pass through at rates far higher than that of current technologies. The oxides do come with a downside, though. Batteries made from the material can't have nearly as much cell voltage as modern batteries, leading to an overall decrease in voltage. We'll just still have to wait for that 1-minute charging phone we've all been waiting for. And that's it for this week's episode of Geek This Week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave any comments below about things you think we might have missed, and we'll catch you geeks
Next week.